Man, I'm so sick of this. I thought I was making a video and then I realized I have to remake it because I didn't turn on the recorder. It's stupid of me. But hey, whatever. I would appreciate a thumbs up for this video. Don't know if it will help me, but whatever. A lot of people on YouTube ask for it, so I'm just being like any other YouTuber, asking for a thumbs up. If you don't want to give me one and you want to give me a thumbs down because you hate me, I'm cool with that. Anyways, moving forward, in today's video, we're going to talk about Aurora possibly 10xing your money. I totally think Aurora can 10x your money in the future if we look at, so when I bought Aurora, it was at the price of, oh, hold on. Damn it. So when I bought Aurora, it was around here. It was around December 19th, 2016. If we look at the price with the reverse split, it was at $20.04. That's when I bought Aurora. Aurora back then was actually considered a bubble because if we look at back then, Aurora was trading at 4 or 5 US dollars. That would be considered 40 cents back then. And right now, Aurora is. I bought Aurora when it was around 20-ish dollars, 20-ish US dollars before the reverse split, and then suddenly, back then Aurora was considered a bubble. A lot, what did Aurora have back then? They had one facility. They had Aurora Mountain. Was a 56,000 square foot facility, and that was all. That's all they had, and they were valued at almost 800 million Canadian dollars back then. US was like 600 million, I think. But back then they were evaluated at $800 million for having one facility that was 56,000 square feet and an Aurora Sky that was not it like they were building it or they were planning to build it. And that's the biggest reason why I bought into Aurora, because of the Aurora Sky. I thought that them building an Aurora Sky by an Edmonton International Airport would equate them to be an international company, because building an airport, shipping product by airplane makes a lot of sense. That's what my mind told me, and I wanted to play into the MJ space, and I thought I would hold it long term, and I end up not holding it long term because Aurora made me super rich because billionaires came in and pumped the stock all the way up to, back then was $14-15, but if we take the reverse split into account, it's $129.72. So essentially, rich people pumped Aurora from $800 million market cap to almost a $4 billion market cap at $129. And then they did some acquisitions, and then the shares became almost 1 billion shares. And now their stock is all the way back down to where it used to be, right at the bottom. And today shows sign that investors still care, because it got pumped up big time. But what is this? And the gamble in the future is, you're basically, by investing into Aurora, you are gambling that rich investors, rich people, billionaires will be pumping this stock from $11 all the way up to $130. The only way for them to do that is if the United States become federally legal. Then the rich people will come back and pump Aurora stock up again. Will they do it? I have no idea, but that is the game you are playing when you want to multiply your money. You are basically essentially gambling that rich investors will pump Aurora and make Aurora a $10 billion company again. Because in order for Aurora to be a $10 billion company right now, their stock would have to be $100, I think. Yeah, $100 at $100 million, 100 million shares is $1 billion. $10 is $11. So every $10 is $1 billion. So $100 is $10 billion. Could it go back to being a $10 billion company? Absolutely. Will Aurora keep diluting shareholders? Absolutely. So if you don't want to invest into Aurora, don't. Because Aurora will dilute you. Aurora is planning to dilute shareholders because they need the money to move forward. But if I was to get diluted, I would like them to dilute when the stock price is high, like when it's back to $100. Then at that point, I don't care. But at the end of the day, who are they really diluting? Are they really diluting retail investors? Or are they diluting super rich investors? They basically diluted super rich investors. And then the super rich investors bailed on the stock because of, the whole game they were playing. I think it was literally a game. I think Aurora was always going to be fine. It was a game to bring the stock price down as low as possible so then they can, 10x their money. Because that's what I think they wanted to do. They wanted to lower the price as much as possible so they can 10x their money in the future. Especially if Aurora could succeed. Will Aurora succeed as a global business? There's high probability because all their facilities are EU GMP certified, and there's not really that many companies out there that can ship worldwide through all their facilities except for Aurora. It's not official yet. Aurora only has 3 facilities, but by the time Europe becomes very legal, I'm sure all of Aurora's facilities will be EU GMP certified and they can ship their products freely anywhere. And at that point, we could see this thing back at $100, $110 in the future. So Aurora could 10x your money, but they will dilute. They will buy out some US companies when the time comes. That's what I think. That's what I believe. But, that's my opinion, and I've been pretty right so far. I said they would do a reverse split. They did a reverse split because they have to. I said that reverse split would not end the company, and it's not, because today the stock has recovered massively. So it's not ending the company because rich investors are coming back and pumping the stock. So, and I think that it will continue to move up to the upside. Short term, I don't know. It could go back to $5, which would make it an opportunity. Again, in my opinion, we'll see what happens. But I'm not aiming for $5. I think it'll probably go back to, $8 at best, maybe $9. I think 8 to 9 US would be an attractive price entry, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. I think it's going to be volatile still, but I could be wrong. And rich investors could just pump this thing on Monday all the way back to like 15, 16, maybe even $20 US on Monday, because it's still not oversold yet. If we look at the RSI level, it's only at 63. They can move this thing back to $20 if they wanted to. We don't move it. They move it. So let's see what happens on Monday. There could be another big pump. Don't know at the end of the day. I don't really move the stocks. Rich people, if they want to move the stock, they will. Aurora right now on the Canadian side is trading at $15.35. Like I said, Aurora could go back to its 52-week high, which is $156. That will still be a 10x return on investments at $15. But if you can get it at $7 or $8, that is when you make some mad money. $7.52 was basically the bottom. You would have made a mad amount of money, if you bought at here and decide to hold long term. Unless it goes back down to there. It could go back down there. This could be Aurora could be a pump and dump right now. I don't really know for sure, but I don't know. Rich people don't really like moving the money like that. It's really hard to sell because you would need somebody to buy. So when rich people decide to pump hundreds of millions of dollars into Aurora, They probably don't plan to sell it anytime soon. There's probably a lot of tax implications on that too. So I'm thinking could be a long-term hold, and I think gradually over time the stock price is going up. But again, this is my opinion. We could see this thing go back to 765 or even lower, which would make it an extremely attractive opportunity for another pump by rich people. Hopefully. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how rich people are going to play this, but I'm thinking that right now it's uptrending, and I think that we're going to make new highs. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens. So, here's the thing. This is speculation on my part, but I think, I honestly think that both Wolf of Wall Street and Rich Live TV, they knew what was going on. They made videos the day before the earnings report saying that Aurora shareholders are stupid, and then Rich TV Live says F you, gave Aurora the middle finger, and to cause a panic, which caused the stock price to go all the way down to 756 in Canadian and 5 something in US. And then because of that, rich people came in, pumped the stock up, and a lot of people made a lot of these guys, they know it. That's a speculation. That's speculation on my part. I don't really know for sure. Pure speculation. So take it with a grain of salt. I would love to see Daniel Prong talk about this. I would love to see why he thinks Aurora stock went up. Why did the earnings bring Aurora stock up? Because I'm looking at the balance sheet. I'm looking at the earnings report, and it's not that great. They still lost money, and it's not that great. They are recovering, but I would love to hear his thoughts. I would love to hear what he has to say, why Aurora went up so much. He is probably not going to talk about Aurora because he's made a successful channel. So he's probably not going to make a video on Aurora. I could be wrong. Maybe a lot of people will bug him to make videos on Aurora. I do hope he makes a video on Aurora. He started making videos on Aurora. He made videos on Aurora at first. And then he noticed his channel growing so fast that he decided to make other videos. And now that he has a big channel, he's literally stopped making videos on MJ stocks, which is a smart thing. It probably helped him grow his channel. Will he make videos on Aurora and Afria? I don't know at the end of the day. I don't really care. I know the truth now that retail investors, they can't move their stock. And if rich people want to move it, they will. That's, that it comes boiling down to that. Afria, I still think Afria is a good investment. Because, you can still potentially 5x your money, because Afria once was, almost over a $15 stock. If they went back to $15, that is 10x. Aurora, in order for Afria to go back to $15, I think Aurora is going back to $100. That's my opinion. Tilray is pure manipulation by rich people. There is very, very, very little retail investor interest in Tilray. I released an earnings report and nobody watched it. It's pure rich people manipulating the stock. Tilray used to be at $30 billion. If you bought Tilray, you are gambling that rich people are going to pump this stock. In order for you to 10x your stock, it would have to go back to $140, which is a possibility. It all depends on how they execute and how, and if rich people, and you're gambling that rich people will pump up Tilray stock again, which is a possibility. Canopy is one of the safest play in the market, but and the worst return on investment, because if we look at Aurora, if we look at Canopy's height, it was $50. If it went back to $50, you will only 3x your money instead of 10x your money with Aurora and 10x your money with Afria or even Tilray. Maybe even Kronos. Let's see what Kronos would be at. Kronos. US Kronos. Chronos, let's see, height was $21, 4x your money with Chronos, 3x your money with Canopy, and 10x with Aurora, 10x with Afria. So Afria and Aurora is actually the better return on investment. Sure, they are the more risky play, but they are the better return on investment in my opinion. So yeah. Billions. So let's talk about Billions. So this is my review on Billions. I just finished season 4 of Billions, and I want to share my thoughts on it. So season 4 was not as good as season 3. Season 3 was probably the best season so far. I don't know about season 5. I don't think season 5 is fully out yet, but I am on season 5 right now, and for season 4 I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. That's my opinion. Everybody has an opinion. But anyways, thanks for watching. And another thing I want to bring out, everyone should watch Billions. If you are in the stock market and you don't watch Billions, you should watch Billions if you're in the market. That's my opinion. It'll help you learn more about the markets, how the market works. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.